Hey guys, how's it going? My name's the Breph and welcome to another challenge video. Today, I'm asking a simple question on behalf of commenter Shaun Brotherston. Yes, I'm asking, can you beat Pokémon Gold with only an Aipom? Shaun, before we start, I want to thank you for the support you've given me so far, and this one's for you. Right, without further ado, on to the rules. Firstly, as ever, Aipom is the only Pokemon I'm allowed to use in battle. I've enabled full HM compatibility, so we'll only need a couple of others to use those. Secondly, I won't allow the use of items in battle, although held items, as always, are fine. Lastly, I will be allowed to use TMs to alter our moveset. I say this because if I remember correctly, I'll definitely need to use them to get through a specific point pretty early on. In terms of Aipom's stats, he's pretty quick and relatively hard hitting, having a base 85 and 70 in speed and attack respectively. Other than that, he's not the tankiest, he's not a great special attacker, and he's not got the most HP. However, these games are infamous for having ridiculously low level enemies across both Johto and Kanto on the whole, so let's see how it goes. I reckon this is possible, and like Shaun said, I only see Morty being an issue in this run. Nevertheless, we begin the game and name ourselves something original and inventive, like Breph. We emerge from our house in a quaint little village and head into the Pokemon lab. We choose our cheeky little monkey that mysteriously got edited into one of the balls, and we name him Boots in a display of what can only be described as definitely not a gutsy breach of copyright. We embark on our first task, heading to Mr. Pokemon's house to collect a mysterious egg. While we're there, we bump into Professor Oak and get given a Pokédex before heading back and running straight into a mysterious red-headed person with a stolen Chikorita. Using that giant hand-like tail to scratch the leaves off of it, we head back to the lab where the police officer asks us for the name of the person we've just beat. And we reveal for the first time that his name is Shaun. What a coincidence that Shaun is the name of the person that requested this challenge, and also happens to be the rival's name too. Who on earth saw that coming? Anyhow, from here, the story really begins. We race on up into Violet City and proceed through the Sprout Tower. We catch a Bellsprout and name him Belen 2, making a throwback perfectly in line with how people seem to do things in the Pokemon universe. In a house somewhere in the city is a guy that's decided he wants to trade an Onix for a Bellsprout. So we hand over our Belen 2 and get Rocky in return, who I decide will be our first HM slave. From there, we run up and challenge Faulkner, and given that his highest level Pokemon is level 9, and ours are level 16, it really shouldn't surprise anyone that we had no issue at all in beating him. A small point to note here is that I started playing this game on a Tuesday. After you beat the first gym, coincidentally on a Tuesday, back on Route 29 I believe, there's an NPC called Tuscany who will give you the pink bow. That's a held item that boosts the power of normal type moves, so we give this item to Boots in order to boost the power of any normal type moves he may or may not come to learn later in the game. There's a lot of stuff to get through in this challenge, so I'm going to fast forward through a lot of it. Next up is the Slowpoke well, followed very swiftly by Bugsy's gym. As the name suggests, he uses bug type Pokemon. With the pink bow equipped, we have no issues in scratching him into the void and stealing the hive badge off his still twitching corpse. Yeah, I may have made that image slightly more evocative and darker at the same time, but, you know, what can you do? Outside the gym, we teach the TM Fury Cutter to Boots, because before we can do anything else, we have to fight Shaun again. And his first Pokemon is a Ghastly. Although Fury Cutter is still not effective, we can use the special effect of doing more damage with each consecutive use to help us get past it, and the whole encounter in turn with relative ease. Passing the Farfetch puzzle and proceeding through the forest, we head into Goldenrod City to take on the infamous Whitney. At least I would be, but I got distracted as all hell and didn't actually do that. I went into the Goldenrod department store and bought the TMs for Ice, Fire and Thunder Punch. I taught Fire and Thunder Punch to Boots straight away because his tail was bored and I was almost certain it was about to start touching me in slyly inappropriate ways, although I wished someone would. But hey, now it can finally be useful and I don't have to worry about which way I face when I go to sleep. I hold off on Ice Punch and save it for later because I don't see it being useful to me until the 8th gym and beyond anyway. But my distraction didn't end there, and in fact carried on for a lot longer. It was Thursday at this point, and I know for a fact that you can get the TM for return on a Sunday. I tried changing the clock, but for some reason the code I generated didn't work, despite the fact I put in all the correct information. I didn't mind, it meant that I could take a break from recording for a couple of days. So I came back on Sunday. 2 AM on Sunday when I got back from the drunken haze that was my Saturday night and got a little too excited about being able to progress. I got the TM and I teach it to Boots instead of Scratch. I think by this point it's fair to say that the friendship value is at or near to being peak. So let's just say I'm really looking forward to using Stab and Pinkbo boosted full power return. In my blind drunk state, I decided to tackle Whitney and go exploring. Somehow I managed to defeat her and save before turning on recording, but don't worry, she was easy enough with return. Yes, even that milk tank. I went for a good old walk and fought every trainer I could. Except I forgot the gym in Necrotique. Not for long anyway, I hit level 40 and happened to pass back through the city, stumbling across the gym and fighting Morty. We use our blend of elemental punches to win, although we did only have 28 HP left. Oh well, we made it through the only challenge that I foresaw. Well then, this just got interesting. From there, we head up to the Lake of Rage and encounter the Red Gyarados, catching it in our first Pokeball. I really don't know what the catch rate is for that, but I don't think it can be that high. Fresh off a buzz from catching a shiny, and yes, I'm counting it as a shiny, mainly because I'm still salty that I found a shiny Poochyena on a Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke with a randomised starter that I was trying out. And it happened to be on the section where you have to go and fight your rival for the first time and don't have access to Pokeballs. That was absolute heartbreak. Anyway, back on track. We fight through the rocket base and head in to tackle Price. It was as easy as anything, and from there we head down to Olivine City and up to the lighthouse where Jasmine is tending to a sick Ampharos. We cross the sea and arrive at the Cianwood Pharmacy to get some drugs to help out. Returning them, we gain access to Jasmine's gym and the Steel type. We fire punch our way through her and pick up the HM for strength before heading back over to Cianwood to tackle the gym there. Literally 2 returns later, and Chuck is a whimpering, snivelling ball on the floor and is apprehensively handing us the badge. Outside the gym, we get a call from the professor who tells us to go and check out the radio tower in Goldenrod, and we pick up the HM for Fly off of the creepy little lady loitering around the gym for a little boy to emerge victorious. Skipping over the majority of the tower questline, we ultimately rescue the director and head on up Tin Tower, because now we can encounter Ho-Oh. We bought 99 Pokeballs for this encounter, ready to try and catch the beast. We lower its health down and throw the ball and... Wait, what? What? 1 ball? We caught the legendary bird, the box legendary, in 1 Pokeball. Yep, that did just happen. Anyway, we teach Ice Punch to Boots, completing our arsenal for the game and heading through Claire's gym. We don't actually use it for its intended purpose here because return is just too powerful. After completing the little post-gym thingy in the Dragon Cave, we finally gain access to the Pokemon League. We head up towards the Indigo Plateau and bump into Shaun yet again. Unfortunately for him, he still hasn't quite gotten to grasp with his whole being the strongest trainer ever aim, because we kick his ass so hard we never actually see him again. Anyway, into the league we go, and Will is up first. He uses psychic types, but all of them have a second typing that makes him weak to one of the elemental punches. Too easy. Secondly is Koga, and his promotion from gym leader to Elite 4 member was definitely not wasted at all, because we absolutely creamed the guy. No, not in that way, as in... Oh, you know what? Never mind. Bruno's up next, and Return sees us through everything but Onyx, where we use Ice Punch. This isn't very challenging, is it? Gen 2, man. So easy to go through. The final member of the 4 is Karen, the manager speaking, mini dress wearing, dark type master. Oh, look at that, we've won without taking damage. Lance, the dragon type user, is up last. Sorry, Champion Lance is all that remains. He starts with Gyarados, 4 times weak to electric. Thunder Punch gets rid of it. Dragonite, 4 times weak to ice. Both of them go down in a single Ice Punch each. Aerodactyl and 2 super effective Ice Punches were all that was needed. Charizard, we tank a Flamethrower and knock it out with Thunder Punch. Last up, a Dragonite. Fitting really that the last Ice Punch of the game was to be a critical hit. And anyway, just like that, we've conquered Johto. And in the process, spanked the Pokemon League. Boots and I are officially League Champions. And that, as they say, is that. Except it isn't, because we've still got a few more challenges to overcome first. Namely, the Kanto gyms and final boss battle, Red. We land in Kanto and instantly begin taking on the gyms. They all fall without any sort of challenge at all, and in the following order: Lieutenant Surge, Sabrina, Erica, Misty, Blaine, Janine, Brock, and Blue. Once we've beaten them all, we head down to Professor Oak and get permission to access Mount Silver. We're level 82 by the time we finally stand in front of our final challenge, Red. In his affluent way with words, he thanks us for coming and asks us to show him what we've got. Well, what we do have is the most overpowered move in the game. Stab, boosted, max power return. Forget the elemental punches. I'm determined that we're beating Red using the power of friendship and an angry, identity-stolen monkey. And that's exactly what we do. We use Return on each and every Pokemon in his arsenal and defeat the strongest trainer in the entire game without taking a shred of damage. With that, the credits roll, and we are actually done. Before we started, I asked a simple question on behalf of Shaun Brotherston. Can you beat Pokémon Gold with only an Aipom? The answer? Yes. And very easily too if you use the elemental punches. I definitely recommend this challenge. It's pretty quick and feels very rewarding to complete it. To me at least. Anyway, thank you Shaun for your suggestion, and everyone else, please like and subscribe for more content like this, and comment down below any challenges you might like to see me take on in the future. And please, join me next time where I ask the question, can you beat Pokemon Black with only a Surskit? Thank you so much for watching, have a great day guys, and I'll see you in the next one.